Hello and welcome to my channel. If you are a subscriber, welcome back. If you haven't subscribed yet, please don't forget to do so. It really means the world to me. So in today's video, I wanted to share 6 winter items that have been working really hard for me this winter. I have everything for you from shoes to a handbag to ready-to-wear and skincare. And the reason that I chose these items is that I noticed that I have been really relying on them this winter. Everything that I mention in this video is going to be linked in the description box down below, and I hope that you're going to find my thoughts helpful in case you are considering some of these items. If there are any negative elements to any of the items that I'm going to be talking about, I'm also going to mention those as well. But otherwise, without further ado, let's go ahead and see these items. So the first item that I wanted to talk about today is actually what I'm wearing right now. It is this H-lift cashmere sweater from Hermes. So if you have been watching my videos, you probably know that I really like designer ready-to-wear, and I specifically really like Hermes ready-to-wear as well. I'm actually going to link my last shopping vlog at Hermes up here for you, just in case you want to see that. So I bought this Hermes H-lift sweater, I believe roughly about a year ago, maybe in April or May of 2024. And I really found myself wearing it a lot in the winter. So this is 100% cashmere, made in the United Kingdom. And the sweater is very light, but incredibly warm. It's actually really cold outside right now, and I have been wearing this sweater today, and I felt really incredibly warm in it. I also feel that when it comes to the prices of cashmere, Hermes, is quite reasonably priced, at least in terms of luxury designer prices. So if I think about cashmere from maybe Loro Piana or Brunello Cucinelli, I find their prices to be much higher. But this sweater right here, in terms of luxury designer prices, really doesn't break the bank, but I hope that it is actually going to last me for a very long time. And so far, it has been holding up quite well. I took it to dry cleaning several times, and I don't notice anything wrong with it whatsoever. By the way, to kind of prolong the life of my cashmere, I really like to wear a t-shirt underneath, like I'm doing right now, simply because in that case, I do not need to take my sweaters to dry cleaning as often. Another positive aspect about this sweater is that I feel like I can dress it down, but also dress it up. So right now I'm wearing it really quite casually with just a pair of sweatpants from Hermes, but I also wore this sweater to dinner when we were staying at a hotel at a ski resort. So something like this I feel is appropriate for kind of like a casual dinner, maybe at a winter time in a hotel. And I basically paired this sweater with black trousers and a small black clutch, which I'm going to show you later on in this video. And I really felt like the entire outfit worked really well. So for me, this sweater provides enough versatility. In any case, Hermes Cashmere and specifically Hermes H-lift sweaters are really a good buy for me. And by the way, my name is Lisa, and I'm your guide to savvy luxury shopping no matter where in the world you are. Subscribe to my channel to learn more about strategic luxury shopping with the emphasis on quality and timelessness of your items. So the next item I wanted to show you today is this tiny little clutch from Saint Laurent. So unfortunately, as time goes by, I noticed that I, generally speaking, do not use my Saint Laurent items as often, because by now it really feels sometimes that these handbags and clutches have been overdone. Like we have been seeing them and talking about them probably for 5 to 7 years by now. But this winter, and I do not know why it happened, I have been using this clutch a lot when it comes to going out or maybe running some errands or going out to dinner in the wintertime. And I think the reason I have been using this clutch is because it is that Lulu puffer clutch. So it is made out of this kind of, puffy quilted material. And so to me, it feels very appropriate for winter. I also think I like this clutch is because it is small, and therefore the YSL logo is also quite small. And because there is a bit of an indent right here where the logo is, I just feel like the logo is just not as noticeable as it is on some other Saint Laurent bags. And I think for this reason, I have been using this clutch a lot. It is also really comfortable if you do not need to carry much with you. So once again, when we were staying at a hotel and we would go to dinner, I would just grab this clutch, and I felt like it was good enough for dinner. I could put maybe a mirror, lip gloss, maybe a little bit of cash for tipping, etc. into this clutch, and that was enough. And I felt like this clutch would go very well with my winter coat and winter boots because it is so puffy. I also noticed that generally speaking, I kind of stopped styling black bags because I feel that they have been really so overdone. But once again, this winter, this clutch has been an exception. So I'm really happy that I kind of rediscovered this clutch in my collection. And if I find it online, I'm definitely going to link it down below. Also because from memory, this clutch actually retails for under 1,000 US dollars, which once again, if we consider current designer prices, is really quite reasonable for, a small bag of this size. And by the way, several months ago, Saint Laurent actually dropped prices on some of their handbags. I do not think that actually happened to this clutch right here. But for this reason, I think that maybe Saint Laurent is an interesting brand to watch in 2025 and see what's going to happen next to the line of handbags, ready to wear, and shoes that they have to offer, and specifically to see what's going to happen next to their prices. In any case, I was surprised, I would say happily surprised, that I rediscovered this clutch and that I have been using it a lot this winter. So the third item I wanted to show today is this Creme Masque Vernix from Biologique Recherche. So I don't really talk about skincare on this channel, but I discovered Biologique Recherche for myself in October of 2023, and since then I have been using their products pretty much exclusively. And of course I understand that with Biologique Recherche, it is better to actually talk to your person in their store, in their boutique, to your kind of personal beautician, and they are able to recommend exactly what you need. But I wanted to kind of share my experience a little bit specifically with this, Creme Masque Vernix. I think if you have dry skin, especially if you have really dry skin in the winter like I do, this cream is kind of really rich and really thick, so it helps to deal with that dryness. Or at least according to my beautician, especially when I was in the mountains in the winter and the air was very dry, she actually recommended that I could use this cream in the evening like I normally would, but also in the morning to provide this kind of extra moisture. And I was really happy with the results simply because my skin didn't feel as dry as it normally would in the mountains. So again, in the winter, I just find this Creme Masque indispensable. By the way, the version that I'm using right now is actually Creme Masque Vernix VG, and the one that I was using before, probably around a year ago, was an older formula and an older version, which didn't have the VG part in the name. But I was told once again by my beautician at the salon that I go to that, the two are pretty much comparable. This is just kind of the newer version of the old Creme Masque Vernix. Again, I'm not really a specialist when it comes to skincare, but when I was putting together the set of items for today's video, I really thought, gosh, this one has been indispensable for me in the winter, so I'm going to include this Creme Masque into today's video. So the next item that I want to talk about is this coat from Mara. I featured it in one of my previous videos. It was actually one of the best purchases that I made in 2024. So I really do not want to be talking too much about this particular coat, but again, in the winter, it has been indispensable. And the reason that I love it is because it makes me feel super warm, but at the same time, it helps me to stay elevated. Now, this particular coat is not available anymore, but I'm going to include a picture right here and also in the links down below, a very similar coat that is still available on Louisa Via Roma. And right now, at least on the US website for Louisa Via Roma, that coat is slightly over 1,100 US dollars, which I think is literally a steal for a Mara coat. Like, I would buy this coat again, but my common sense tells me that I do not need two coats from Max Mara Louise Aroma collaboration that are just very, very similar to each other. But once again, when I look at the price of that coat right now on Louise Aroma, I just think that this is such a steal. This coat is also 100% camel, which, you know, when it comes to the price that I paid, because I also got this coat on sale, and the price that I see right now on Louise Aroma, I think is just a steal. And my coat, as compared to what is still available, is actually a bit more loose. So the shape that I have is just kind of this very relaxed shape of this coat. So once again, it means that my coat right here is quite versatile. I can wear it with this belt, and so it makes it a little bit more snatched and a little bit more dressy, or I can wear it without the belt, and it gives it kind of this relaxed look, which goes very well with jeans and, I don't know, trousers and sweatpants. But once again, if I put the belt, then I feel that I could actually wear this coat to like a theater or dinner, and it would look elevated enough. I also really like this kind of tan brown camel color because I think it just goes with so many different items in my wardrobe. Like, it goes very well with what I'm wearing right now. It also goes very well with black. I just think it is such a versatile color. And probably the most important thing is that this coat in the winter actually keeps me super warm. So I'm incredibly thankful for that. The last two items that I have for you today are both shoes, and they are both from UGG. So as you see right here, I'm holding up these UGG slippers, which actually my husband bought for me about 2 years ago. The reason I wanted to include these slippers is because when I go to the hotel in the winter, you know, to the mountains once again, or when I'm at home in the winter, I wear these slippers non-stop. And I don't actually style them. I don't use them, you know, to go out or go into town or something like this. But what I do with these slippers is that I use them on the terrace and also outside the house. And when I go to the hotel, I use these slippers in the morning to go to breakfast, or maybe in the evening to go for dinner, if it is like a completely casual dinner, just to grab something and go back to the hotel room. So for me, these slippers right here are really not something that I would actually style in an outfit. I understand that some people are different, and we actually see a lot of different UGG boots and UGG slippers styled as part of an outfit, especially in the winter and fall months. For me, this is more of a, you know, kind of casual look, and I would use the slippers at home. I would use them at a hotel, you know, basically just to kind of run around, to sit on the balcony, sit on the terrace, or go for breakfast in the morning. But even though I don't actually use these slippers in my outfits, I still feel like they have been working very hard for me, because it is so pleasant to be able to just put on a pair of slippers and feel incredibly warm. So even if it is very cold outside and I just want to enjoy a bit of the sun and sit on the terrace, or maybe sit on the balcony and look at the slopes in the winter, I feel like these slippers are basically indispensable, like I've been saying a lot during this video. I like the fact that they're so warm, they're very easy to put on, and they are very robust. So if I walk around the hotel, if I go outside, if I am on the terrace in the winter, you know, I really feel warm and protected, and I feel like I'm wearing something incredibly sturdy. Anyway, would really recommend these slippers for just kind of everyday use around the house, in the hotel, or when you're just like out and about on a balcony or a terrace in the winter months. And last but not least, can I just talk about these UGG boots for a moment? So, you know, if in the winter you go to a ski resort or a mountainous town, you probably see everybody, like absolutely everybody, wearing the moon boot. And it's just kind of okay, but I feel like they're so saturated. We see them everywhere. They're constantly styled pretty much with like every single winter outfit. And for me, those type of items just get a little bit tired very, very soon. So I actually do not own any moon boots, but as you have noticed, in the winter, I really do like to spend some time in the mountains. And these boots right here from UGG, for me, are like a great alternative to the moon boot. And I actually feel that they are superior because they just look more like real shoes, as opposed to, you know, some big chunky thing around your foot. So the reason I like these boots is because, well, of course, as you can see, they are incredibly warm. So if you're walking in the snow, if it is really cold, maybe in your town or your city or in the mountains or wherever you might be, these boots would definitely provide you with enough warmth. The second reason that I like these boots is that they look like they still fit your foot. Like you could actually, style them with maybe a pair of jeans, a pair of trousers of some sorts, even certain skirts. Like it's a little bit more difficult to style them as opposed to just kind of sleek leather boots. But I would say it is actually easier to style them as opposed to the moon boots that we see everywhere. The next reason I like these boots is that they are actually waterproof. And like right here, you can see there are some rubber inserts which kind of help protect your toes and protect your heel from, water and melting snow. So my feet have never been wet in these boots, even though I've worn them in a lot of snow. And the last reason, but not least, if you look at the sole of these boots, it is actually very robust, which means that you can walk on ice and it is rubber sole and you're not slipping, you do not feel slippery. So the boots are really quite sturdy and provide a lot of sturdiness and balance to whoever is actually wearing these boots. So I just love these boots in the winter when I'm in the mountains, but also when it is actually snowing in town. And they wear so hard, they are so incredibly warm. And once again, I just feel like they are easier to style and they make me feel a little bit more put together, even when it is incredibly cold. Like, I definitely prefer these boots to moon boots. So in case you're looking for some type of an alternative to a moon boot, I think this right here is actually a great alternative. All right, well, that's it from me today. Just a quick video to show you some of my favorites that I have been wearing and using this winter months a lot. Please share in the comments whether you have any favorite winter items from some of the luxury designers or maybe just mid-range brands. And before you go, please watch this video next. In this video, I talk about my best and worst purchases from 2024. And this video also features the code from Mara that I have just shown you. But for now, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here. Take care and bye-bye.